Hello guys, salam alaikum. I'm on the internet today to cry. I think being vulnerable is like the biggest strength a person could have because I don't think enough people are vulnerable. And then people assume that, you live the best life or everything's okay. And it's completely wrong, but it's because people are so good at hiding their fragility. Like we're all so afraid of being fragile and being human. So it's become so like taboo, or I don't know, no one would come on the internet and record themselves. I don't know, I think people are more open now, but I think, yeah, people are afraid to be fragile because they don't want to be taken advantage of. Anyway, this whole wall is clear in my room because I've decided to rearrange my whole room. I just got rid of my big drawers here because I've been struggling a lot. I said it in one of my last videos, and I think I've said it in previous videos about feeling misunderstood, feeling lost, needing guidance from Allah. I just, sorry. Oh, it's like I said in previous video about how when you find God and you find purpose in life, you find routine, you find amazing habits, you find amazing people, you think that it doesn't need to be, there's like, you think that when you have that in place, it's like, oh, life is amazing and everything is okay. But in reality, to keep those things in place, to keep them sustainable, you need to continuously put effort in. Because once you stop putting effort into yourself, once you stop doing those little habits and they fall off bit by bit by bit by bit, then that's when you start becoming, it's kind of like a downward spiral. And sometimes when you reach a really good point in life and you do all these, like, for example, I think I've spoken about it before about how when you do habits, right? When you have really good habits every day and you build them up and you do them every day, when you stop doing one of those and like you stop with that whole balance, like not what I mean about habits as well as I mean habits with your health, habits with your friendships, habits with your family, different things that like, you're putting an effort in all the places that need to have effort to actually function. And then that makes you feel good in return because you know that everything's balanced, if that makes sense. Sorry, probably don't make sense. Anyway, but when you slowly stop putting the effort into those things that matter to you and those things that make you happy, which I have written on the wall to do every day to make me happy, to pray and see people and stuff. It's like slowly your heart like starts deteriorating, and I haven't been prioritizing the things that make me happy recently, and I've just yeah, I don't know. I think I'm just struggling, and I've been struggling with faith in Allah, and oh my God, and there's nothing like that's made me feel like this. It's just I feel like I've slowly stopped doing habits that I usually do, and it's led me to this point because of like me not doing the things that make me happy. Like, I don't even want to say them on the internet because, it's not good to reveal sins or reveal, things that aren't whatever. Not even sins, but just, I don't want to put it out in the air and I don't know, I'm just trying to be better. But anyway, it's just very lonely because, like, as much as you can fill your life up with people, you can fill it up with distraction. You can go shopping, buy a new outfit. You can go watch a movie with your friends. You can go have a good time. You go home and you're by yourself in your own mind. And if you don't feel okay, then things won't, things just won't be okay. And then those moments where you go out or those moments where you do things with people, they start feeling as good as they were feeling. You don't feel as present. You don't feel as happy because when you go home, you feel so empty. Oh, I guess like feel like sometimes, I sit and I watch life move past me And I feel like, I've been sick as well the past week. So I've done a lot of lying on the couch and watching TV and just, being a bit lazy. I've still done things that are good for me, but I haven't, when I'm a very go-getter, determined person. I feel like I haven't nurtured this as much as I should. And as I said, I'm very sensitive. I'm very, I need to keep my mind busy because I can get into deep ruts of bad thinking. And yeah, and I just, in these ruts, I forget about God and I forget about being grateful. And, a lot of people say that the trick to curing your sadness, the trick to being better is to practice gratefulness. And I haven't been practicing gratefulness. And, I think rearranging my room, there's all this shit everywhere right on my bed. I think will make me feel better, but then I'm just going to feel the same maybe when I'm used to this. So it's like I need to actually deal with what's happening to me within instead of just fucking putting a band-aid over it. Sorry for swearing. I don't know why I started this channel. I think it was just to document every side of my life and when I'm feeling close to God and when I'm not. So I think that's why I'm coming on here because I've been struggling and, I hope if anyone's got any tips on any tips on feeling better and sticking to habits and having a better routine and feeling close to God, let me know. I don't even know if I'll upload this. It's tricky being vulnerable. I'm 23, but I feel like, yeah, so emotional. I don't know why. 23, but sometimes I feel like 50 with the amount I get stressed or the sadness I feel. Like it just feels very enveloping. Anyway, onto a positive note, I'm trying to do something about it by fixing every space that I live in, my car, my room, whatever. My car's pretty clean at the moment, but I'm just trying to like reorganize my life to give it space. And then, I don't know, I had this real bad moment a week or so ago and I kind of just thought, why do I do anything in my life? Why am I training for a marathon? Why am I trying to start a business? Like what? Like I just felt so purposeless, because the reason we do stuff as humans is to not feel purposeless. It's to feel content in life. But sometimes I feel like, you just keep running away from bad feelings and they'll always catch up to you. So I think it's good to just let them out and talk about them. I don't know. And I just think like it's funny like when you have things to look forward to, they give you purpose, don't they? When you're training for something, when you've got a holiday booked in, it gives you purpose. And then it's like, how do you get true purpose? For me, personally, true purpose is from the Almighty. True purpose is from God. But when I don't feel close to Him, why am I living, Sorry. I don't know why I'm apologizing. Anyway, purpose of this video is to just check in with yourself and don't stop doing one thing in your routine and then, letting it cascade into all these things. Instead, actually focus on that one thing and try and fix it instead of it becoming a ripple effect and, letting everything fall out of place. And also, another thing I want to say is that when you are in a bad spot, you are feeling out of place, it usually just means you're going to a way better place. But you've just got a few hurdles to get over. And as Allah says in the Quran, He says, through hardship comes ease. So inshallah, there is ease. And yeah, I'm gonna stop crying on the internet now. Talk to you guys soon in another happy video.